Hi everyone, it's a great pleasure to be here today, even virtually, and I'm really honored to receive this prestigious prize. So I would like to thank the organizing committee for giving me this award and giving me the great opportunity to present my work today. I have recently joined the oligonucleotide chemistry team at AstraZeneca here in Sweden, but today I'm going to talk about my postdoctoral research work that I did for the past 4 years at the RNA Therapeutic Institute in Anastasia Borovaslav. And I'm going to talk about how we can engineer chemically modified siRNA to improve their extrahepatic delivery. So over the last decade, the siRNA therapeutic field has evolved, moving from minimally modified and formulated siRNA to formulated approaches, and more recently to conjugated strategies, where fully chemically modified siRNA conjugated to GalNAc is now dominating the field. Even if GalNAc platform has revolutionized the field to treat liver diseases, this technology can be used to deliver siRNA to liver only. So as of today, no conjugated siRNA is developed in clinic to deliver systematically siRNA to tissue beyond liver. So there is a need to design a new platform to deliver siRNA into extrahepatic tissues. So with that aim, we decided to evaluate the impact of the chemical structure of the conjugate, of the linker chemistry, and of the siRNA structure on siRNA distribution and activity. And first, we decided to evaluate if the change of the chemical structure of the conjugate can affect the overall siRNA distribution, efficacy, as well as toxicity. So to do that, a panel of lipid siRNA conjugates with distinct physical-chemical properties have been designed and synthesized. Conjugation of different classes of lipids, such as saturated and unsaturated fatty acids, sterols, vitamins, incorporation of a polar group, such as a phosphocoding group, and modulation of the valency of the conjugate have been explored to really better understand the relationship between the structure of the conjugate and the PKPD property of the siRNA. In these studies, the different conjugates have been attached at the 3' end of the same strand of a previously validated fully chemically modified siRNA. So using this scaffold, the different lipid conjugated siRNA have been injected into mice via a single sub-Q injection. After 2 days post-injection, spatial distribution and antisense strength quantification have been performed in 15 tissues. And later on, silency was measured in those tissues. So regarding the distribution of these different lipid conjugated siRNA, as liver and kidney are the primary clearance tissues, as expected, a large amount of siRNA accumulate on those tissues. However, what was really interesting to see is that only changing the chemical structure of the conjugate dramatically alters the ratio of liver to kidney distribution, and we observe a correlation between the hydrophobicity of the compound and the liver-kidney ratio accumulation. Indeed, less hydrophobic compounds accumulate more in kidney than liver, and high hydrophobic compounds accumulate more in liver than kidney. This variation in liver-kidney ratio accumulation can be explained in part by the ability of the different lipid conjugated siRNA to bind spontaneously with different lipoproteins in serum. In general, high hydrophobic compounds bind preferentially with LDL, and less hydrophobic compounds bind preferentially with HDL, explaining why tissue, for example, rich in LDL receptor, such as liver, accumulate more high hydrophobic compounds, such as cholesterol conjugated siRNA. So by modulating the structure of the conjugate, siRNA can be engineered to achieve predictable partitioning into lipid transport pathway, and liver-kidney ratio accumulation and clearance kinetic can be predicted. So as I mentioned previously, we are interested to deliver siRNA in tissue other than liver and kidney. So we ask if the chemical structure of the conjugate also impacts siRNA distribution in other tissues. So to answer to that question, antisense strength quantification have been performed also in extrahepatic and extrarenal tissues. And what we observe is that the chemical structure of the conjugate also defines siRNA tissue accumulation. And we are able to identify conjugates that enable to accumulate significant amounts of siRNA in multiple extrahepatic tissue. For example, DcSRNA accumulates significantly in spleen, PCDcSRNA in lung, and TsSRNA in adrenal glands. So by only changing the chemical structure of the conjugate, we are not only changing the liver-kidney ratio accumulation, but we are able to deliver significant amount of oligonucleotide in multiple extrahepatic tissues. However, those accumulations translate into silencing. The answer is yes. We have demonstrated that a significant degree of silencing can be achieved in multiple extrahepatic tissue after injection of specific conjugated siRNA. For example, in heart, after injection of DcSRNA, in muscle with PCDcSRNA, in lung with EPSRNA, and in fat with dimyristic myristic acid siRNA. So again, by only changing the chemical structure of the conjugate, so having a saturated and unsaturated fatty acids, a polar group, changing the valency of the conjugate, we are able to deliver functional siRNA in multiple extrahepatic tissue, opening this tissue for therapeutic intervention. So the conjugate drives siRNA accumulation. But is that the main factor? Or does siRNA structure and modification content impact accumulation? So in the previous study, siRNA having a 5-nucleotide PS tail have been evaluated. We know that PS modification can alter siRNA distribution, so we ask if this PL tail contributes to siRNA accumulation and efficacy. So to answer to that question, different compounds with different PS tail length have been evaluated. So 5-nucleotide PS tail length, 2-nucleotide length, and 0 tail at all. So regarding the siRNA accumulation, we observe that the siRNA structure does not impact tissue accumulation in extrahepatic tissue. However, it does impact siRNA efficacy, where asymmetric and conventional siRNA induce better silencing than blunt compound. This result indicates that having a PS tail at the 3' end of the antisense strand is beneficial for activity. So observing this interesting result, we went a little bit further and we asked if the PS content also can be modulated to increase siRNA efficacy. And here another example, in the context of blunt siRNA, we ask if by reducing the PS content on the siRNA, we are able to modulate siRNA distribution and efficacy. And so we reduce the PS content from 13 PS in total to 8 PS in total. So when we look at siRNA accumulation of these two different scaffolds, the PS content does not impact accumulation in the context of blunt siRNA. However, it does impact siRNA activity, where high PS content is detrimental for efficacy. So this result indicates that having the right balance of PO-PS modification is crucial to maximize siRNA efficacy. So both the structure of the conjugate and the siRNA structure can be modulated to enhance siRNA efficacy. But what about the linker between the conjugate and the siRNA? Does it impact activity? To answer to that question, two different linkers have been evaluated, a stable linker and a cleavable linker. Regarding the siRNA accumulation, the presence of a cleavable linker does not impact siRNA distribution in tissue. However, it does impact siRNA efficacy. And we demonstrate that the cleavable linker between the conjugate and the siRNA improves siRNA efficacy. So this result indicates that having a well-designed linker stable enough in plasma that allows tissue distribution, but potentially cleavable inside the cell, may promote endosomal escape or alter intracellular trafficking of the siRNA. So while the conjugate drive overall compound distribution, the linker chemistry and siRNA structure and PS content can be modulated to enhance siRNA efficacy. So by optimizing the three components of the siRNA, we are able to optimize siRNA structure to deliver functional siRNA in multiple extrahepatic tissue, including muscle. So we use this optimized structure to science myostatin in muscle. So myostatin has a function to inhibit muscle growth and differentiation. So by inhibiting myostatin, muscle mass can be restored, and this could be a strategy to treat muscle-related diseases. So after injection of this optimized structure into mice, we are able to silence myostatin gene up to 60% in leg muscle and 80% in heart. What it was really interesting to see is like even after 1 month post-injection, the silencing is still maintained, so validating the sustainable effect of the compound. What was really interesting to observe is that the silencing induced leads to muscle growth, and even after 1 month post-injection, we observed some really bulky mice. So these results were really promising, so we decided to evaluate the safety profile of this optimized conjugated siRNA. And after injection of a high dose of this optimized compound, 100 mg/kg, we observed no cytokine elevation, where if we compare a cholesterol conjugated siRNA injected at the same dose, a cytokine storm have been observed. So to conclude, by optimizing the structure of the conjugate, the linker chemistry, the siRNA structure and PS content, where we are able to identify novel chemically engineered siRNA that enable productive, safe, and sustainable modulation of gene expression in multiple extrahepatic tissues. So I hope I convinced you that engineering siRNA is a key of success to deliver functional siRNA in multiple extrahepatic tissues. So with that, I would like to thank all the members of Anastasia's lab. Without them, this work would not have been possible. So a huge thank to all of you. And this award is really for the team. So thank you very much for your attention, and I will be happy to take any question. Thank you very much.